was a few years ago I found buried treasure. It was in my back garden. It was between the tree and the shed. And I remember digging with my hands and finding shiny objects and colourful little cylindrical gems. Some of them had little bands of colour around them. And I hoarded this treasure, and I got a tin and I put all my treasure in it and I hid it under my bed. I was 5 years old and I'd found a buried radio in my parents' garden, and they were the components from this circuit board. But to me as a 5-year-old, they were my treasure. And I kept them in a tin under my bed. I don't know what you think of, first of all, when you think of this passage. But there is one place where my mind immediately goes, and that is Gollum from Lord of the Rings. You know the character of Gollum? My precious. Oh, my precious. Of course, you know that J.R. Tolkien was a Christian. And he was friends with C.S. Lewis, and the two of them discussed their stories together. And so many of their stories are in fact Christian allegories. And I don't know for definite, but I do wonder if this idea of where your treasure is, there is your heart, is not somewhere in this story of Gollum and the ring and his precious. This ring has captivated him. It is his treasure, and my goodness, does it have his heart? How do we prioritize our time, our money, our energies, our interests right now? Our treasures, our talents, and our time. How do we invest those in this life? Do we invest it in the stuff that really matters? Or do we just invest it in stuff that ultimately isn't going to last? Do we prioritize the relationships in our lives that really matter? Parents to children, husbands to wives, our relationship with God, our relationship with Jesus, nurturing our faith, putting our time, our energies, our talents into those things that will last way beyond when the rest of this has rusted and faded away. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Where's your treasure? Where's your heart? Where are your priorities?